Morning, gang. Oh, wrong one. There we are. There we are. Morning, gang. It's Saturday, the 7th of December 2019. A warm welcome along to Bracknell and this morning's United Kingdom talk coming to you from our plush television studios here in Royal Berkshire, boys and girls. Bit warmer outside, I must say. A little bit warmer. I've just done something to the video settings you may or may not notice. I've done something to the little video settings here in Bracknell this morning. If you notice anything, do let us know, okay? Because I never quite know what's happening at the other end, if you see what I mean. Jason, who's with us, I think it's Jason. There we are. Jason Hughes is with us this morning. Good morning, Jason. We'll do the names. We'll do the name checks nice and early on. Morning to Jason Hughes, Stephen Petty, Gareth Loxton, Yvonne Lemon, Diane Jebb. Good morning, Mandy Davenport. Gareth, I've mentioned. Is that everyone? Ray Reynolds in the house. Thank you, Ray. Good morning. Hi to Mr. Ray Reynolds, International. Morning, Ray. Martin Eds, a very good morning to you. Ian Days. And there's my nephew, Gary Butler. Just a moment. There we are. Gary Butler is in the house as well. That's my nephew there, boys and girls. All right. Jason, who's right at the top of the list, as usual. I think he sits there waiting. He sits there poised at his key. Is that right? That's a good word, isn't it? Poised. You sit there poised at your keyboard, Jason. Oh, incidentally, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, can't see your messages on there, and you only get the first sort of 10 minutes of the show. You need to join us here, boys and girls, okay? Anyone who's watching on Facebook Live, you need to join us on YouTube Live. There's the address, ever so easy. Just type it in there, subscribe. You get the text box up as well if you want to talk to other people on there, or you can just sit there and watch, but you only get the first 10 minutes of the show on Facebook Live. And once again, I can't see your messages on Facebook Live either. You have to join us on YouTube. All right, my darlings? Jason wrote into the show on the subject of the new camera. And a couple of things he mentioned, that the picture looked quite washed out. Also, he noted that the synchronization between the audio and the video goes quite badly out. So I thought I'd try this last night when I got in from work. I just about got back. I'll tell you about that in a moment. Friday was good. I had a good Friday, and then something happened, which I'll tell you about shortly, boys and girls, okay? And it was awful. It was awful what happened to me last night, but I'll tell you in a minute. So I thought I'd try this out this morning, and I went down to my telly. After I come in from work, one of the first things I did, I had my dinner, put the washing on, and then I thought I'll have a look at this. So I fired up the big telly downstairs, 65-inch job. That's LG. I've got an LG television downstairs. Okay, got my video on, and I kind of started it off. I sort of scrolled along, started off, and sure enough, the video and audio are completely out of sync. Absolutely out of sync. I thought, well, that's odd. Let's try another video. So remember, we've only done one show with the new camera so far, and the new camera is not here. That's up in Lincolnshire. We're on the old one today, but I've increased the resolution. Whether or not you'll see any difference, I don't know. But so I thought, well, that's strange. Then I went on one of the other videos with the old camera. Scrolled along, exactly the same. Exactly the same. The audio and the video go completely out of sync. I thought, well, I wonder why that is. What I did then is went back to the original video and scrolled right the way back to the beginning. Okay? And I watched the opening film and my opening, changing from camera to camera, perfectly in sync. And it seems to be, if you on a mobile phone or an iPad or a computer, you can scroll along and it all remains in sync, perfectly all right. Not so on a television, which I've discovered. I only discovered this last night because of what Jason said. And I tried several videos, all the same. If you scroll back to the beginning and watch from the beginning without going forward on the television, it works. If you try and go scroll forward, it doesn't work, or at least it doesn't on Jason's telly and my telly as well. Now, I selected some other people's videos as well. The short ones, people who do short videos, which is most people actually, sort of 3-4 minutes long, they're okay. It's the long ones. It's the long ones like this that seem to have the problem. So I did a little bit of a Google search, and sure enough, there's a lot of people who have this problem watching YouTube videos on the television. It's great when you're sitting there in front of your big telly, but you try and scroll forward, video and audio completely out of sync, not just by a little bit. You know, sometimes you might hear you might see someone's lips move on a video or something like that, and then the audio follows, I don't know, a tenth of a second later, and you can see it, but you can put up with it. No, these were seconds out. Absolutely. And the further you went into the video, the worse it became. But as I say, if you watch it from the beginning and just keep it rolling without scrolling forward, it does work. So that's not an issue with me. It seems to be an issue with a lot of televisions when they're watching YouTube. I don't know if anyone else has experienced anything like that. But there you go, Gareth. So I did look into that. Also, you mentioned that the picture looked very washed out. I tried my settings and I thought, oh, that does look a bit washed out. I had my television set on vivid, which is really bright. I then tried other settings and it looked okay. So I think it might be a little case of the settings there on your television, all right, just to help you out. But it was the same for me, okay? Anyone else have a problem watching it on the telly? Not when it's live. This will probably be perfectly all right while it's live. It's when you try and go back and watch the video. For some reason, they go completely out of sync. Don't know why that is. All right, so that's that bit there. Hello to Fran Green. A very good morning to Fran. Ian Days. Good morning, Ian. Tony King. Gothweiler. Morning to you, Gothweiler. Brenda from Bristol is driving at the moment. Good morning to you. Michael Pullman. Hello to you. Tony says it goes out of sync on his tablet and phone as well. It's funny, isn't it? Not everyone has the problem, though. I don't know what it is. Do you think it's something to do with the internet? Different speeds and things like that? Quite possibly. Fran there says her laptop was the same. One of the ways to fix it on a laptop or computer is to simply refresh the page. It seems to be an issue when you start scrolling forward, you see. All right, my darlings. Okay, once again, those of you watching on Facebook, you're going to leave us here. You need to join us on YouTube to carry on. Reminder, I can't see your messages on Facebook. They don't come through to me, okay? You need to join us on YouTube now. YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Hit the subscribe button and you'll be able to watch and join in the conversation there, all right? Thank you very much for joining us for the first 10 minutes on Facebook. We'll see you on YouTube.com/Chris Reardon UK. Good morning. There we are. That kind of works doing that thing. Anyway, that's the issue there. All right. So yesterday was going perfectly all right. I had a good day yesterday. I got up at my normal time up in Lincolnshire around about 7:45 in the morning. Done a few bits around the caravan. Jumped in the car. Went swimming. Came back. Had lunch. Everything was working like TikTok. Put the bins out. That sort of thing. I have to do that every Friday. Then I had my little sleep and then woke up, got in the car. It was pouring down with rain last night, absolutely pouring down. And it's surprising, 4:15 and it's pitch black, isn't it? 4:15 and the shortest day of the year is fast approaching. I think it's the 22nd of December before the shortest day. Is it 20? Yes, it is. The winter solace. Sunday, the 22nd of December, winter begins. Begins? I thought we had it in the last 3 weeks. Blooming winter, cold, dear, cold. So I got up, got in my car, and off I went. And not too much traffic, really, around last night, to be honest. Nice, easy drive, taking it easy, 50, 55 mile an hour, 60 sometimes. I always stop on the way down to London because it's a 3-hour trip, 3 to 3.5 hours trip down to London. And I always stop at a certain lay-by. The reason I chose that lay-by is because it goes right in and you've got a bit of land in between. Do you know what I mean? It's not like if you're on a road like that and you get a little lay-by by the side of the road. This one actually cuts in. So you go in this lay-by and in between the main road and you is a bit of land, you know, grass. A little bit more protection. I feel safer there. This particular lay-by, it's about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes into my journey. And once I've stopped there and I carry on, it's only about an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes to go, you see. So it's a good time to stop for a wee. And I always like to stop for a wee on the way down. So I've pulled into this lay-by, and it's just, I'll tell you where it is on the A1M. There's a Shell garage. If you're coming down from the north, there's a Shell garage, which is literally on the corner of a roundabout. Now, I think you go right to Bedford, or you carry on straight down the A1M. I think that's where it is. Can't remember the exact place. But anyway, so you go past this Shell garage, and then you go past one lay-by, which is just a little bit on the side of the road, right? And then you carry on, and there's a sign comes up. And you've got to be ready for it. You've got to know where this is, because it's round a corner. And once you've gone round this corner at like 60 mile an hour, you need to be quick, because it comes up on you very quickly. So I've come down this road. Pitch black. It's now pouring down with rain. Absolutely pouring down. Anyway, so I've come into this lay-by, and I've gone in there, and there's only one lorry there today. Sometimes there's a few cars, sometimes there's a few lorries. This week, just one lorry. So I've pulled about halfway into this lay-by. Okay? And I open the windows, just in case the car locks on itself. You always hear these stories about cars locking people out, don't you? So I've undone the lock, and I've looked. I thought, oh god, I'm going to get really wet now. I'll have to be quick, right? So I've jumped out the car, and I've walked. It's pitch black, pouring down with rain. Walked around the back of the car to where I usually stand and have a wee. I didn't see the pothole. And this pothole was like this, full of water, and it stank. I've gone down this pothole, and it was long. It was long and deep. It must have been about that long, this pothole, and it was that deep, right? Seriously, about 6 inches deep. I've gone down this blooming pothole and twisted my blooming foot. Oh, I can't tell you the pain. Not only that, I've gone in it's full up with water. Stinking, dirty, filthy water. What did it smell of? Well, let me give you a clue, right? If I've stopped at that lay-by, where I always stop, and I get out the car and go round the side to have a wee, everyone else does exactly the same thing. So I'm now laying. It was awful. It was horrendous. I'm now laying in this pool of dirty, stinking water. I don't know what it's. There was definitely a smell of wee in there. And my leg, my jeans are absolutely soaked through. Not just a bit wet, soaked, because I'm laying in the puddle of water. My jeans are soaked through. I had a jumper on that was absolutely soaked. Nice woolen jumper that I wore on the way down there. And I'm in pain. Oh. And I thought, well, if I die here, no one's ever going to find me. I suppose another car would have come along at some point to do the same and seen this body, this crumpled heap lying dead in the puddle. What would they have? Probably just walked over. You know what people are like here? They don't want the hassle of filling in the forms. That's what it is. So there we are. I got myself out of the puddle pretty quick, but I realised that I'd done some damage to my foot. Fortunately, it was the left foot, and I've got an automatic car, so you don't use the left foot in the car. That was very fortunate. If it had been the right one, I would have been in trouble. I don't know what I would have done to get down to work. Anyway. So I'm now standing on the what shall we say, the field or the wood side of the car, away from the road, and I'm holding myself up like this. Look for love. What on earth am I going to do? And there's nothing you could do. You need to get on with it very quickly. Fortunately, because I was driving down from the caravan, I had a bag full of old clothes, right? So I'm standing by the car. If another car comes along now, they can blooming well wonder what I'm doing, aren't they? With the bad foot, I'm trying to peel off these soaking wet jeans. And I went into the back of my car, and I got an old pair of grey tracksuit bottoms out that I'd been wearing all week. The shirt, I can't be bothered to take the shirt off. That didn't seem to be too wet. It was slightly, I don't even know if it was wet, to be honest. It was the jumper that it soaked up all the water, the jumper. You could wring it out, it was so wet. So I managed to change into these with great difficulty into these trousers, and I walked around and I got an old sheet because I've changed my sheets as well in the caravan. So I've got a bag. I've got the sheets in the bag as well. Got out the sheet, folded it, and put it on the driver's seat. Got in, and then I suddenly realised my shoes and my socks absolutely soaking wet. So I'm kind of sitting on this driver's chair, trying to get my sock off. Eventually, I got my socks off. Give them a bit of dry with the old sheet, and found an old pair of socks again, dry, that were in my bag. The shoes were soaking wet. So what I did is I put them in the passenger side underneath the heater. And that was it. Eventually, I managed, start off. I went, pulled out of the lay. That's an experience in itself, trying to leave that lay-by. Oh, well, you really do take your life in your hands. You got to wait till there's nothing coming, because they come tearing. That's a 70-mile-an-hour road. That is, you see. They come. I don't do 70. They come tearing down that road, and they've just come round the corner, and the lay-by's there. Literally, it's in a terrible place, really, when you think about it. Anyway, I pulled out, and that was it. I had the heater full on, I had the windows open, and the car stank. It stank of wee and dirt and bad water. It was awful. I got this lemon spray thing, that they have in the hairdressers in the car. So I kept spraying myself with this thing. Anyway, and that was it. That was it, really. My foot was hurting. I've got to be honest, on the way down, as time passed, the pain did subside slightly. It didn't go altogether. It subsided. And by the time I got to London, which was about an hour and 20 minutes later, I thought, oh, that foot's not too bad. Until I put it on the ground. Oh, God. And I'm hobbling around like something else. If you watched the karaoke last night, you would have seen me hobbling around last night. But we managed to get through it. And I'm one of those people, I won't cancel anything, whether it's work, a night out with a friend or anything like that. I won't cancel anything unless I'm at death's door. Really, I will struggle through it like mummy's brave little soldiers. And so we did the karaoke night last night. I felt quite, I don't know, it was probably the pain of the foot. I felt quite lightheaded, and actually, I wasn't actually sure what I was doing. It's like I'd been taking drugs or something like that. I was kind of away with the fairies a little bit. Whether the body starts sending out chemicals into you to try and make you forget the pain of the foot, I don't know. After about an hour and a quarter, I had to sit down. I hate sitting down at work. I think it's rude if people have come to see you standing on the stage. And yeah, I had to sit down, and someone brought me over one of the tool stools, so I sat on that for the rest of the night. But of course, you can't just sit there. You have to keep going around and putting the books back in position and collecting the pens, because the thieving gits nick them all. And that was it. And we got through the night. Fortunately, it wasn't a very rowdy night. We were a little bit down on people last night. I think everyone's out for saving up for their Christmas presents and that sort of thing. But we got through the night. End of the night came, loaded up my car with my stuff, got back down this end, and got out of the car with great difficulty again. Managed to come into the house. First thing that happened was the kettle went on. Kettle went on. Immediately, I put the soaking wet stuff into the washing machine and put that on. With those little coloured beads that make things smell nice. I put that on as well there. And had my dinner. I watched another episode of Bleak. Has anyone watched Bleak House? That's very good. On the BBC iPlayer. Watched Bleak House. I was falling asleep, though. I literally, for the very first time in ages, I couldn't finish my dinner. That was odd. I never, ever leave anything on the plate, and I'm kind of, I can't eat this. It must have been the pain on the foot, I suppose. And then I came upstairs because, of course, I put the hot water on. Thank you very much to FNR. Thank you very much. A £2 super chat from FNR has just flashed up there. Thank you very much, my darling. FNR, you can have, for your super chat, either, we've got the pens are here. The pens are here. I wasn't going to mention those yet, but as you've said in a super chat, you can have either a badge, my darling, okay, a super chat badge, or one of these brand new super chat pens, which are very similar to the bingo pens, except they say, I'm a Chris Reardon super chatter. Okay, £2 gets you one of those. So if you want to email me your postal address, I'll be very happy to put that in the post for you. I will try and go down the post office today because I've got a lot of post calendars and things to send off to people. I know some of you have got your things, bits and pieces already. I've got stuff to send off. Whether or not I get there or not, I don't know. But I will try and get down to the post office and post your stuff off today. If not, it will be on Monday. Thank you very much, Effiona. Effiona, isn't it? Effiona. What a lovely name. Effiona. Effiona. Thank you, darling. Yes, so I got back here, had my dinner, then I come upstairs, and I had the best shower I've ever had. I even turned the water up for really hot. Oh, I'm holding onto the wall and doing the stairs. Oh, God, you should have seen it. I just wish I had a camera set up when I went down the hole. That would have got a lot of views, wouldn't it? I got into bed, and the thing is, last night when the foot was really bad, and it's hurting now. I couldn't honestly say it's as bad as it was last night. It's certainly all swollen up like that around the sort of ankle and just above the foot. You know that bit there? That's all swollen up around the ankle and the lower part of the foot. But I can walk, and let's try that now. If I move it in a certain way, it's painful. You know. Yeah, if I move it in a certain way, it's painful. Anyway, so I had the best shower ever because I was aware how dirty I must have been after going in that water. Oh, it was lovely. I had a shower, and that was the end of it. That was my day yesterday, which started very well and finished off rather badly. I got into bed and I thought, oh, well, you know, if you put the sheet, because I've got a heavy duvet, the winter duvet's on now. You know, if I put that sheet on the foot, is that going to hurt? But I've kind of managed to find a way, literally on my back like that, and it wasn't too bad. And I stuck the bad foot out of the duvet, so that the duvet wouldn't be too heavy on the foot. And now and again, I turned over on my side. Oh, it hurts, and I turned back again. You know, but I think I managed to sleep a little bit last night. It wasn't an uninterrupted sleep. I kept waking up, but I definitely managed to sleep because at one point I looked at the clock and it was 5 o'clock, and then it was 8. You know, it was 8 a.m. So that's what happened. That's what happened. You know, so if you ever go out of the car to have a little bit of a wee and it's pitch black, please look where you're going, because I didn't. You really don't want this. You don't want a bad foot. Okay, so that's what happened. Let's read some of your messages there. Very good morning to Mark Bowles. Morning, Mark. Tony says it's okay watching live, but not watching a recording. Yes, it's funny, isn't it? I don't know why that is. Watching a recording is definitely not as good as watching it live. I have noticed that. Thank you very much, Mick, for asking about the ankle there. Adam the Plumber, a very good morning to you. His calendar and fridge magnet safely arrived and in the shrine. Excellent, Adam. Adam bought one of the calendars. There's about 6 calendars for sale left now. They're a £10 super chat, the calendars, but there's only 6 left. They've all gone out except for those of you that have bought one already, except for Mark Bowles, because he was waiting for a pen as well. He got a pen the other day as well. And Glenda, who didn't give me a zip code in America. I will try and get down to the post office today. I'll see how it goes. If not, I think you might have to wait till Monday, because I reckon by Monday I'll be able to walk a little bit better. All right, my darlings. Where are we? 22nd is the shortest day, is it? Yes, indeed. It says that on there. Winter Solace, Sunday the 22nd. That's the shortest day of the year. And thank God for that. You know, I don't like it all dark all the time, do you? I quite like it. When I'm driving down from Lincolnshire to London and it's like summer and the journey is beautiful. I tell you, going through all these fields, you see everything. Cows, sheep, ponies, even llamas. Honestly, there's one farm that I go past I think it's on the A14. I'm not sure about that. Llamas. They got llamas in there. Can you ride? They look a bit small to be ridden, don't they? Yeah. Did you see? Was it Gemma Collins and Arge? They went horse riding. Oh, that poor horse. That's animal cruelty, that is, isn't it? Hello to Philip Dove, who's in Australia, New South Wales. Good morning to you, Philip. How's those fires doing out there? I'm watching the news over there. It's not looking good. You can't even put them out, can you? I gather that, I don't know if you've been watching the news, boys and girls, but I gather that some of those fires in Sydney are so bad the firemen are running away from them. They're that bad they can't put them out. Terrible. Always hear about these fires. Someone said, Philip, it's because they don't clean up the brush anymore. Is that right? I wouldn't know. I'm not there, you see, so I don't know. Goth has managed to fix her washing machine. That would have had dirty water, wouldn't it? Hello to Dave-O. Good morning to Dave. Philip, we don't go on Facebook. After 10 minutes, it's easier for me if everyone's on YouTube. So welcome along to YouTube, Philip. Okay. Good morning to Shania. Dad and I are in the car eating breakfast in the B&Q car park. Oh, what are you buying? Oh, he's not doing DIY, is he? Oh, my God. Don't let your dad do DIY. Do not let your dad get a bloke in to do it who knows what he's doing. Oh, my God, Shania. I've got visions now of your bed or something falling apart when you get in it. Or a shelf coming down off the wall. Very, very dangerous, dear. Very dangerous. Adam Buckley, good morning. The show absolutely must go on. You are so right. The show must always, always go on, whatever happens. Thank you very much. There wasn't many singers there last night. That's right, Fran. And quite honestly, I think that was a stroke of luck, to be honest. Because if they'd have been a bit, you know how young people are, and I get this, you know, it's not a problem really, because I was the same. You know, if young people, they get a bit rowdy, a little bit on the old drink, and then you have to control them. You know, and to be honest, the boys are much easier to control than the girls. The boys, come on lads, yeah, stop doing that, otherwise I have to get you chucked out. Yeah, all right, mate, sorry. The girls will stand there and row with you. They absolutely, why are you being like that? Well, I'm sorry, you'll have to leave the stage. No need to be rude. And they start saying that you're being rude when you're not. Awful. That's the younger, not the older ladies. They're perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Is it the adrenaline released naturally that made me feel... I felt quite high in there last night. It was a lovely experience. Perhaps I should go down and twist my ankle a few more times. Thank you, Yvonne, for your concern there as well. My dad walked around for 2 days on his foot. When it was broken, I don't know. I looked on the NHS thing and it said things to look out for. If the swelling and the pain doesn't go away, that's when you should visit the doctor, according to this NHS thing. So I don't know, really. Don't know. Goth, you need to keep an empty bottle. Well, I have a cup. I have a special cup that I do. It's one of these, actually. Actually, I'm wondering, is it this? Is it? No, it's not that one. I have a cup in the car, Goff, but it's a lot easier to get out the car and go around the side rather than sort of, you know what I mean for this, boys? Hoist yourself up in the chair and kind of hold this cup there and keep an eye out in the windows in case anyone walks past. It's much, much easier to do it like that. Good morning to Martin. Morning, Martin. Get Helgi on the show. What, on the chat show? As I was saying to you the other day, Helgi is a really, really nice bloke. I mean, he really is. He's got talent there as well. He's such a nice person to talk to. I can't remember if he's got the girlfriend or not now. He seems to be a bit on and off at the moment, so there we are. Philip's answering that question about the Australian bushfires at the moment. Certain groups of the government have stopped burning off during the winter to prepare for the summer months. Some people are saying it's due to global warming. What the fires? One of the news stories I got was that some of them were being started deliberately. We've had this here, actually. We've had this here before, where we've had fires in the forest, and then some idiots go over there and start more fires. Well, I mean, why would you do that? Well, what is all that about? Starting fires in forests and things like that? I don't know. Michael Pullman, we've had a few fires up in Queensland as well. Although you're much wetter up there in Queensland, aren't you? Oh, the steam in the summer. I've never been there in the summer. I gather it's not the best place to be, Queensland, in the summer. I was there in... I think it was June, somewhere like that. Maybe March, April time, so it was just out of your summer. So that was nice. What here in the studio? Trouble is, I'm a bit far away from London here. You know, no one can sort of pop in here and sort of be a guest. They have to make a journey. Ray Reynolds has been here. He came once, but it's a journey on a train for people to do that. There you go. That's true. Idiots are lighting them deliberately. I mean, how stupid can you be to go and light a fire in a forest? I don't know. Yeah, look. So these are the new Super Chat pens. Okay. Some of you were saying about, you know, we've all got badges now. Okay, here's the badges. These are the Super Chat badges. Oh, there's one there. Oh, nearly pricked my finger then. They're the Super Chat badges. Send us a Super Chat, you get one of those. These are now the Super Chat pens. It says, I'm a Chris Reardon Super Chatter. So if you want one of those, just send us a Super Chat. And I'll pop one of those in the post for you. And the badges as well. Key rings are on the way. Look what I bought this week. Right? How is that £18 in blooming Sainsbury's? Why are... Or Asda come to that. I was in Asda this week. £18 for 4 blooming toothbrush. It's outrageous. I got these on Amazon. £13. Which I think still is really expensive for blooming toothbrush. It's not even a whole toothbrush. It's just a head, isn't it? So I got 2 of these, you know, one for the caravan and one for... I mean, 13... These are actually nickable items, aren't they? When you think about it, 13 quid. Someone would nick one of these from the supermarket. I bet they probably got secret... They put little things on stuff now that's expensive, don't they? You know, little stickers and things. And don't be fooled. You know, don't think you're going to nick one. Oh, there's nothing stuck on there. I'll nick that. No, they put it inside. I think they hide these little stickers. So when you go out that door, beep, 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 beep. And then the fat doorman comes running after you, don't they? Like that. All talking of fatless, weighed myself this morning. Thank you very much. 13 stone, 6.8. Thank you very much. I've lost £1 and 6.8, 7.8. About £1.50 since Monday. So I'm quite pleased about that. The weight is going down. I told you I wanted to be 13 stone. What did I say? 13 stone 6 or 13 stone 4 just before Christmas. I'd like to be at that level. But we got some temptations coming up, boys and girls, because next week my niece is coming over with her 3 lovely children. James, there's Emily, and there's George, and they're all coming over. And we're having Christmas dinner on Tuesday because they're not here in the country on Christmas Day. So we're actually having a Christmas Day on Tuesday. So very much looking forward to that. Christmas dinner on Tuesday. I should be having 2 Christmas dinners. And then the next week on Sunday, not this Sunday coming, but the Sunday after where there'll be no bingo that Sunday. Okay, so that's Sunday the 15th. Is it 15th? Yes, Sunday the 15th. Sunday the 15th, I'm meeting up with some friends of mine for our annual Christmas dinner. So, Christmas, not Christmas dinner, but a sort of Christmas get-together. And we only do this once a year now. They were young lads who used to come to Heaven, where I was DJing in, and I got to know these people, and we all kind of kept in touch, or at least one of them keeps in touch and arranges this thing every year. They would have been 18, 19, 20, 21 at the time. They're now in their early 30s, and we meet up once a year in London. Last year, we went to this Brazilian restaurant. I didn't enjoy that at all. Really didn't. It was all you can eat. And all they did, they kept coming around and cutting off bits of dead animal and giving them to people. I had the vegetarian thing, and I think I waited. I must have waited 45 minutes for my meal to arrive, which was pre-ordered. So we didn't go back there. This year, Pizza Express. I can't remember which one we're going to now. Must be the one in London, I would imagine. Oh, I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. It's on the corner. So we're going to Pizza Express this year. So that'll be a pizza I have on Saturday. Probably a Coca-Cola as well. I'll try just to have one. All right. And then on Tuesday, I'm meeting up with my friend Chrissy Dukey Boy. And we're going for afternoon tea at the Mandarin Oriental. Which I've been promising him that for 2 years. So we're going there. On Wednesday or Thursday of that week, that's not next week, the week after, I should be going for my annual little shopping trip to Hamleys. Not that I don't need anything. I've got all my Christmas presents now. I've got them all. But I always go to London around Christmas. I'll be getting a train in. It's pointless driving to that thing. So I'll be get on my own in the train and go into London. That'll probably only take about an hour or something like that. Shania, $2.99. Shania has sent her first ever super chat. Thank you, Shania. Shania, you're going to have a pen. You're going to have a pen. You need to email me, Shania, with your full postal address and tell me what colour you want. You can have yellow, that's lovely. Yellow or blue or green or red. Oh, no, it's more of a mauve. Red or blue. There we are. I thought there were some grey ones as well. Maybe there is somewhere. Look at those. Beautiful colours, darling. Beautiful colours. Which one do you want, Shania? Okay, email me your postal address. Someone said to me, someone wants to know, how much do these cost? Right. Then I don't mind telling you. The pens are relatively cheap. The stamp that I have to put on the envelope costs more than the blooming pen. So every time I send one of those out, it's about £2. Roughly around £2. Probably just a tiny little bit more than that. It's about £2 every time I send one of those out. So just in case you were wondering, that's how it is. You know, when you say, oh, he's making loads of money from that, this couldn't be further from the truth. I'll tell you that now. Especially when you want to send one to America or Australia or someone like that. You know, you could be costing you £5 to send one of those, which I don't mind so much. They are like promotional items, and I can kind of get a little bit back from the tax man for that as they're promotional items. But that's how that works, like that. All right. What were we just talking about then? I can't remember. I lost the flow again. Let's have a look here. Mick's lost £46 in 12 weeks. Well, but he's not doing it. He's not intending to lose it, is he? Which is a little bit more of a worry. I hope you're doing all right, Mick. I do follow your stuff and all that there, all right? Hope you're doing well. Mark Bowles has got these brush heads. Thank you, Mark. Mark, can you email me that request, please? Because I lose the chats after I finish the show. If you could email me that request, and I'll put that yellow pen in with your calendar, which I will try and get off this afternoon. I can't promise up for that, though. Oh, can we have some thumbs up as well, please? There's a little thumbs up thing at the bottom of the chat somewhere. I don't know where it is, but if you could use do with that. Sean, use a wire brush. It lasts forever. What, on your teeth? Oh my God, blimey. Do you really? Have you seen those great big wire brushes? People with lots of teeth. That Jo Swinson could have one of those, couldn't she? A wire brush for her teeth. That and a needle and thread to keep her mouth closed. And then some of that sticky tape stuff around her, gaffer tape, to stop her blooming arms flying all over the place. Talking of gaffer tape, modern art. I'm not one for modern art. I'll come to that story in a second. Let's just get through some of these messages. Michael, my lawn is dry, nothing but dirt. We haven't had any rain for months. That's a worry, isn't it, Michael? No rain. It does get hotter and drier every year in Australia. In 50 years' time, I think you'll all have to move somewhere else. I don't know. Because people who sort of don't understand how this works, but desalination plants. Right? You think it's quite easy getting water out of the sea, taking the salt out, and then you can drink the water. Well, yes, that can be done. But the energy that is required to do that is quite substantial. You know, it's not an easy thing to do. You can set up your factory and do it, but it costs a lot in energy to actually desalinate seawater. Thank you, Fran. Rest it on a pillow, hip height. Yeah, I mean, the trouble is, thank you. Adam the Plumber has sent a £3.99 super chat. Thank you, Adam. Oh, hang on. Wrong jingle. Adam. Thank you, Adam. What would you like for that, darling? You know the old score. Send in your email with your request, and I'll send you something. Or if you don't want anything, that's fine as well, my darling. Yeah, Fran, easier said than done, because I'm doing stuff all the time. If I took note of kind people like yourself, and you're quite right, I wouldn't be here doing the show today, I wouldn't be here. Things to post and bits and pieces to do. I'm not going to manage to get down the shops today, I don't think. I wanted to go and get my hair cut as well. I know it looks short to you, but this is really long for me, Jason filled up the car with diesel yesterday. It's £50. Does that count? £50? No, it doesn't. Innit? £50. If my car's really completely empty, it's about £56. I go to Asda. I usually go to Asda in Boston. It's £1.19 a litre there. It's the cheapest flour place that I've found in my sort of travels that I go around to. So yeah, Asda petrol does seem to be the cheapest. 1.19. 1.19. Even at 1.19, it's about £56 for me to fill up the tank. It's outrageous what some of these petrol stations charge. You know, if they're doing it for 1.19, how is it that these Shell garages are like £1.32? Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Morning to Weird City Citizen. Good morning to you. Paul and Lou is in the house. Good morning, Paul and Lou. Morning to young Paul and Lou. All right. Yeah, Mark says, rest the ankle, do it on Monday. After all the shows. See, that's... You're all right, as long as it doesn't affect the shows, isn't it? Can Dad have a pen as well? Of course he can. Of course he can. Dad can have a pen as well, no problem at all. There you go, Shania. All right, darling, a pen for Daddy as well, darling. Okay, it will be on its way to you. Can you, as I say, can you send me an email? Once again, let's leave that up there for a little bit longer. Send me an email, put the colours that you want there as well, darling. All right. Goth, what's this banana taped to something with tape like, really? Right. Well, the banana story. This is in a few of the papers this morning. I've got the version in the Daily Mirror. Daily Mirror. Italian artist Maurizio Catalan said he purchased fruit at a local market for around 20 pence, which makes for quite the profit if he sells for a 5-figure sum. So, this bloke has created some modern art. I'm not a fan of modern art. Not a fan at all of modern art. But the modern art is a banana duct taped. Do you know what duct tape is? I'll show you duct tape. Oh, careful, Chris. The one thing I'm worried about with this foot is I haven't knocked it yet. If I knock it or bang it or someone accidentally kicks it, it's going to be immense pain. So I'm really careful at the moment. Just a minute. Let me get duct tape. Duct tape. This is what we got here. We've got all duct tape. Lots of duct tape here. Lots of duct tape. We got, but also known as gaffer tape, incidentally. We got black gaffer tape. We got a grey gaffer tape. And we got white gaffer tape. We love it. Duct tape. This is a similar sort of thing. Anyway, so this bloke has got an old banana, 20p, and taped it to the wall with a piece of duct tape, and that's his art. Do you know how much he got for that? £91,000. We're doing something wrong here, aren't we? I mean, here I am, sitting here, couple of quid here, couple of quid there. I'm doing it all wrong. Maybe if I get like an orange, because the banana's been done there, you can't do the same thing twice. Perhaps I could get an orange and, I don't know, super glue it to the wall there and sell that as modern art. I just do not go for this modern art at all. You see little children who do fantastic drawings and paintings and stuff like that. They don't get £91,000, do they? A banana duct taped to a wall has gone on sale for a staggering £91,000, made by the artist behind the stolen golden toilet. Do you remember the stolen golden toilet? Why would you want a golden toilet anyway? It's the final of the 3 editions that have already sold, with the last going now for even more money. Mr. Catalan said he purchased the fruit at a local market for about 20 pence before they went on sale at an art gallery in Miami, Florida. Titled Comedian, it's a reflection of a Lucille Bluth, B-L-U-T-H, Bluth, Arrested Development joke about rich people not knowing the price of a banana. On Wednesday, it was presented at the Art Basel Miami Beach by Perotin, a contemporary art gallery founded in Paris that has a long association with Italian artists. Gallery founder told CNN that bananas are a symbol of global trade, a double entendre, as well as a classic device for humour. This bloke's known for his unusual comedy pieces, including a fully functional 18-carat gold toilet titled America that was stolen from Oxfordshire's Blenheim Parish. Did they ever find that toilet? Did they ever actually find that toilet, I wonder? That stolen gold. It's not in your house, is it? Jason Hughes. Oh, no, Sean Pye would have something like that. He's got all the money. He's not with us this morning. Sean Pye would have one of those. Whether affixed to the wall or an art fair booth or displayed on the cover of the New York Post, he forces us to question how value is placed on material goods. The spectacle, which had been orchestrated so beautifully, is as much as part of the work as the banana. We're talking about the gold toilet. There's a picture of the gold toilet. I have to say, it looks absolutely hideous. That gold toilet looks absolutely hideous to me. It really does. Why anyone would want one of those, I don't know. So that's the banana story. A couple of you that are asking about this morning. All right. Philip, on the subject of fuel, it's $1.55 a litre here in Australia. Well, we are paying £1. I paid £1.19 a litre. Australian, what are you, you're about 2 to 1 now, aren't you? So I don't, comparable price. I think comparable price. All right, Ray, a Southwest trains are on strike. Will that affect your trips into London? Of course they will. They absolutely will. You may have to drive to Richmond. Oh, you mean on that particular day? I never thought, yes. I didn't think of that, Ray. I'm glad you told me about that. Let me make a little note of that. Possible train strike. Oh, Christ, that might affect me, mightn't it? On that Tuesday. I can drive to Richmond and get an overground train from there, can't I? Possible train strike. Oh, that's a pain. I could drive to Richmond and park in the car park there. It's not ideal, really, but what can you do? Yvonne was singing yesterday. Yvonne does singing. Yvonne does singing. She's got a little Facebook thing. She does just sings herself online, and she's on for ages, actually, singing various different songs and bits and pieces. Chris uses the tape in case his visitors try to leave. That could be true. Tape your ankle up. That's all sticky. When it gets put... Mind you, I'm not hairy. I'm not a hairy person. I'm really not. My niece's husband is covered in hairs, as was my dad. They were like apes. They were seriously like apes. The hair all over. Oh, it's horrible, dear. Horrible. Ever kiss someone with a beard? Isn't it? Oh, that's horrible. You get the little curly hair in your teeth. Whether you kiss the beard or indeed anything else, come to think of it then. Goth, it won't even last. The banana will rot and stink. Or maybe he's done a preservation there. Fergus Duffy has sent a £3.49 super chat. Thank you, Fergus. Thank you, Fergus. Fergus, I think you're new to the show, aren't you? Welcome, Fergus. You can have one of those, okay, a super chat badge or a super chat pen, okay? As you've sent a super chat, all you've got to do is send me your postal address to that email address. Send me your postal address and I will put that in the post for you. Okay, Fergus? Thank you very much. It's very kind. You're very generous this morning, I must say. Thank you very much. Is it because of all the effort I've been in, the pain and suffering I'm sitting here at the moment? All right, there, Sean's there now. Sean, have you got a gold toilet? I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've got a gold toilet there, have you? Hello to Dr. Alert. Welcome to you. Is this a little advert for Dr. Alert? Yeah, that's all right. I don't mind people putting their adverts up there. That's all right. As long as you don't go on and on about it. You know, one mention is enough. You know what I mean? Good morning to Maureen. Sorry about your accident. Arnia cream is good for bruising. Yeah, actually, there's no bruise anywhere. I did have a bit of a bruise on my arm because of the way I went down in this puddle. Oh, it was awful. What I tell you what worried me, dirty water. Did I cut my foot? That worried me as well. I was actually in the car and I'm thinking, what if they're, because you know what, dirty water is very bad. You get Viles disease from the rivers, don't you, from the rats. But there must have probably rats around there at some point. And I wonder if you get rat wee get into your blood, very, very dangerous. And that was worrying me. So I pulled over again a little bit further on. And you know that hand stuff? You know, when you clean your hands. I had got some of that in the car. And I'd sort of, it was hurting even worse now. I managed to get my sock down where I thought I might have got scraped a bit. And I put all this antibacterial foam stuff over it, and that kind of works there. I think hopefully that will. Good morning to Joanne Smith. Good morning. Love your background. Thank you very much. They come from a company called Rosegal. They're not over expensive. You will see a Christmas one going up there soon. Rosegal. I've got one for here and one for my other studio up in Lincolnshire. So you will see that going up on the wall. I wanted it up for this week, but I think we're going to have to wait until next week now and see how the foot goes. All right, see how the foot goes. So Rosegal, Rosegal. If you type in backdrops, I think it's backdrops or backgrounds, something like that in there. Tapestry, Rosegal, Rosegal.com. They're in China, and it'll take a few weeks to get to you, but they're well worth it. I've got lots over the time. I'd like to change them now and again to keep everything nice and sort of fresh and going. There you go. Sean, 24K solid gold. My toilet is with your picture near the bog roll. How rude. I will not have my picture adorning people's toilets. It's bad enough with my phone number in public conveniences. Jason, you're so vile. My missus has got a beard. It's not nice. She's like a father. She's like Father Christmas. Oh, someone was having a go at some woman in I can't remember where it was. Might have been Ireland or somewhere like that, where this woman said, "Oh, it's Father Christmas," and no, it was some sort of post on some mother's website or something like that. Oh, you can't call them Father Christmas anymore. It must be gender neutral. Oh, get off, will you? Go away. We're not interested. No, it's going to be gender neutral. It's Father Christmas. Always has been, always will be. Thank you very much. And that's how it is. Tiger balm on the ankle. You'll smell like a Christmas pudding. Really? Adam's going to open the Chris Reardon Museum and gaffer tape all my fridge magnets and Superchat badges and frame your picture and sell it for millions. You never know. That might happen. If I ever become a big international star. There we go. Doctor alert. You've had enough adverts. Put it once more again and you'll be blocked. Don't do it every 5 minutes as you're taking the mic now, mate. All right? I don't mind 1 or 2 mentions. Anyone who does any sort of business, you want to mention it on my chat wall, that's fine by me. But when you start doing it every 5 minutes, then you will be moderated. If not by me, by one of my delightful moderators. I have 3 altogether, which are watching, waiting, poised to pounce. The Chris Reardon toilet roll merchandise. That's bound to be popular. Surely you can't want toilet rolls and pictures of me on it, do ya? Oh gosh, that's just awful. What else have we got here? So next week we don't do politics. I'm not asking who you're going to vote for. I never will. Not interested in all of the rowing and all that. But nevertheless, next week there's going to be a new Prime Minister, isn't there? Let's do a quick survey. Who do you think is going to be the... not to be... Oh, please. Right, just a minute now. Okay, one moment, please. There we are. Gone. Yes. Who do you think is going to be the next Prime Minister? Just a quick survey. Who do you think it's going to be? And be honest, even if it's not going to be the one that you think it's going to be, the one that you want it's going to be, who do you think will be the next Prime Minister? Or will we have a new Prime Minister next week? Or will we have the old, well, I say old, the new old one, because it's only been at it for a couple of months. Who do you think it's going to be next week? I have a terrible feeling it's going to be another hung parliament, which means we're not going to be able to do anything again. We'll just be stuck in this perpetual thing of rowing and shouting and screaming. We're just stuck on this circle at the moment. I just hope it goes one way or the other. I really do. Who do you think it's going to be? SRS Gold, good morning to you. SRS Gold thinks it's going to be him. He's going to be the new Prime Minister, isn't he? Do you think so? Joanne, nice to see YouTube runs its site right. Hiding the moderators. Yes, we want. We don't want. I don't really want people to know who the moderators are and who aren't. They are very, very trusted people of mine. Trusted people are. So, Paul and Lou thinks it's going to be Boris. So, does anyone think it's going to be Joe Swinton? God help us if it's she's just mad as a hatter. So, Boris or Jezza? Boris or Jezza? We got one for Boris. One for Boris on Paul and Lou. You don't need to report Port and Philip. I've just taken him out of the thing now. Boris for the win, reckons Joanne. I think it's going to be hung, but Boris will be in charge. So I'll put Boris as well. So we got 3 for Boris there. Anyone else? Who do you think it's going to be? Who's going to be the new Prime Minister or the old Prime Minister next week? Did anyone watch the debate on the BBC? I didn't see it last night. How was that? Was it a lot of shouting and that? I don't know if these Adam reckons Boris as well. Oh, it's all Boris then, is it? Everyone. Boris can speak 7 languages. Can he really? Can he really? I didn't know that. Sean reckons it'll be Boris. So it looks like you think it's going to be Boris. Doesn't matter who you want it to be. Who do you think it will be? Everyone says Boris. But yeah, these debates on the telly, I don't know necessarily that they're a good thing, to be honest. I really don't. I think people are watching the telly and they vote for the person they like the most. Now, is that the right way to be voting about things? Shouldn't you be looking at like the what is it called? You know, the stuff that the manifesto. Should you not be looking at the manifesto? I have a feeling we look at these tellies, including myself, and we think, yeah, do you know, he's a nice bloke. Let's vote for him. Without, I'm not sure that these. I haven't watched any of them. Really, I've not. I thought, I can't be bothered to watch that. You know, more shouting and screaming and moaning at each other all the time. I'm not convinced that these new style of debates on the telly. And I tell you what, I don't like. I don't like the interviewing technique these days either. It's aggressive. I really don't like Naga Monchetti was on the telly this morning. She was doing it again. Every time this bloke tried to say something, she would interrupt. And the blimmin' interviewers are interrupting them all the time. Whether it's a politician or someone else, for Christ's sake, let them finish what they've got to say instead of interrupting all the time. Morning to Grandad's Workshop. Welcome to you. Yvonne doesn't think it's going to be Boris, so you think it's going to be Jezza. Do you, Yvonne? Okay, darling. Piggy Malone, hung. Philip, hung. I think hung. I really do. I think Boris will be in charge, but I think it's going to be hung again. And we won't get anything done. Can't get anything done. Jason, I reckon Orville could run the country, but he can't. He can, he can't. I want to run the country, I really do. I can. You can't. I can. I said can't. C-A-N-T. Those of you that were wondering there. Philip's off to bed. It's night time in Australia. Good night, Philip. Sweet dreams. Prince Andrew should interview them. I think he's looking for another job at the moment. Well, they're always looking for people in McDonald's. You know, it's not like he'd have nothing to do. Can you just imagine that? The queues to be out the door. I might actually open a fish and chip shop and employ Prince Andrew, you know, to work there just to see the queues of people outside. Our Fran switches off as soon as they start talking politics. Gets on my nerves. Boys fighting for top position. Well, they do, don't they, all the time? I haven't watched it at all. Good. Okay. What else have we got here? We're going to give out raffle tickets very shortly, boys and girls, so get ready for that. Here's something that's always worried me. It was so much easier when we all just had cash, don't you think? It's all bank now. Even checks and things like that, that was good. But a lot of the time now, you send bills and things like that. Oh, Jason's got his calendar. Excellent. You enjoy that, Jason. Glad you got it there. All right, glad you got it there. A lot of the way we pay bills now is by going on our online bank and entering little numbers, sort codes, account numbers, that sort of thing, dates, all numbers. And it's so easy, I think, to make a mistake. And often the banks have said over the years, oh, don't worry, you know, it's all covered. You know, if you make a mistake or something like that, we'll get the money back. Not the case. In the Sun this morning, a pensioner lost £193,000 of his inheritance after giving Barclays Bank the wrong sort code and another customer refused to return the cash. I don't know what the legalities of this. This bloke, Peter, you've got to be so careful putting those... I hate doing it. I don't like doing it. I really don't like paying people by, I don't know what it's called, bank transfer. I don't like doing it because it's so easy to get in the wrong number. Peter, who's 74, got one digit wrong when he passed on his details and saw the huge amount of money go to the wrong person. When a disabled man from Cambridge tried to reclaim what was rightfully his, the callous recipient wouldn't hand it over. The bloke only realised what had happened when his sister got her portion of their late father's estate and he didn't. After pleading for help from Barclays, the bank gave him £25 and said it was up to him to get the money back. He told The Guardian, Barclays insisted that I bear the full and sole responsibility of pursuing their own dishonest customer. I freely acknowledge my mistake in this unhappy saga. I provided the sort code of the wrong Barclays branch. But my error fades into insignificance when considered in the context of Barclays' conduct. As it's disgusting. The bank should be doing this. He shouldn't have to do this. Not willing to give up, Mr. Tech spent £12,000 in legal fees. £12,000 he spent in legal fees to get the name of the other customer who also lives in Cambridge. He took the fight to the High Court, forced to spend another £34,000 on a freezing injunction before an order was made to give him the money back. Mr. Tech told how Barclays refused to refund his legal fees, but eventually backed down, paying £46,000 in full and another £750 in compensation. In a statement, Barclays said it's evident that on this occasion we have failed to meet the high standards that Mr. Tech can expect to receive from Barclays, and we've offered our sincere apologies here. But all that stress! It says, after taking a closer look at the situation, we can confirm that Mr. Tech can expect the fees he has incurred to be refunded in full with interest. Well, I should blooming well hope so as well, together with a payment for the distress and inconvenience. I mean, can you just imagine that, losing £193,000 if you've got that? If you had that money. Currently, there's not a check system in place for bank transfers, meaning a simple error, such as one digit being wrong, can see huge amounts of money going to the wrong person or to a fraudulent account. I mean, it's dreadful. Has this ever happened to any of you? Have you ever put a wrong digit in and either lost money, or perhaps you've had an email or a letter from someone saying, you know, you tried to transfer us some money and you've put a wrong number? Has it ever happened to you? Dreadful. There's going to be a new system, though. Payment Systems Regulator unveiled plans earlier this year for the new scheme to prompt customers before making a cash transfer. Well, I mean, whenever I do one of those bill-paying things online, I mean, once you've got regular ones set up, you just press send and it's all done. But you see, the trouble is, sometimes people change their banks as well, including large organisations. They change banks. This happened with the tax office some years ago. You know, I was just about to send I had to pay tax twice a year, in January and June. Funnily enough, I've just got my bill for this January, which has just arrived this morning, actually. And I was just about to pay it, and I looked at it and I thought, hang on a minute, those numbers are different. They'd changed the account. Now, probably, knowing the tax office, had you have sent it to the old number, I would imagine that for a period of time, possibly years, you know, that money would then jump over to that and carry on being paid, you know. But you've got to keep an eye. Whenever you're going to send a bill, beware. The bank, the organisation that you are about to pay, whether it's, I don't know, service charge, council, anything like that, they may have changed their bank. So always check those numbers before, because I've always thought that's a really easy thing to do. Just get your bank numbers wrong on there. Goff says, shame on the person who won't give it back. Isn't that awful? Awful thing to do. Joanne can't get a bank account. They want a passport or driving licence, which I don't have. She's got a birth certificate, but the bank wouldn't take that. So annoying. Really? Got to get a passport as well. Good God. Good God. Yvonne feels sorry for the elderly people and disabled people like me. It can be hacked too. Yeah, I suppose it can be. This stuff can be hacked, can't it? My mum's got Parkinson's. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And she has nervous hands like me too. Bless her. Yeah, there's a... oh, it's not Parkinson's, is it? I was going to say there's a story running on Casualty at the moment. It's not Parkinson's, though. It's dementia, which is a different thing, isn't it? Adam, Adam received £250 from somebody. I tried to get the bank to refund it to them, but they couldn't even look on that. But they couldn't even looked on Facebook for this person, but never did find them. Well, you went out your way to try and find them, Adam. What more can you want? You know, what more can you say? Good on you. You know, you're a good person, Adam. I know that. You are a good person. A good person. November is interesting on the calendar. Can't stop laughing at some of those pictures. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the calendar pictures until it's the new year. Then I might get one out and show you what you didn't buy, okay? But we have got calendars for sale. I'm not on every page. There's 6 YouTubers that have got together. And my brother-in-law, Martin, made the calendars up. And they are around for a £10, a £9.99 super chat, okay? Again, $9.99 super chat. That might, to me, it sounds quite expensive for a calendar. But by the time you posted it, they actually do go out a little bit of a loss. Okay, but that's okay. I don't mind about that. Sean has had a phone call, so called from my bank. I always tell them the same thing. I will phone them back. Yeah, never talk to your bank on the phone. If they ring you, oh hello, it's National Westminster Bank here. We just wanted to check. No, put the phone down. They're not going to ring you. They will never ring you. You ring them. And the other thing is, you know, oh, it's NatWest Bank here. Oh, I'll ring you back. Oh, okay, I'll give you the number. No. Don't ring the number that they've given you. Look it up on the internet. Go on to the National Westminster Bank website. Look up the branch that you belong to and ring that number. Never, ever talk to banks or pension people, anyone like that on the phone who have cold called you. Mind you, it doesn't happen to me anymore. I've only got a mobile phone now. I don't have a landline anymore. Got rid of that ages ago. Absolutely ages ago. Banks never ring, you're quite right. Okay, shall we do some raffle tickets, gang? If I can find them. Where are they gone? Oh, there they are. Next to my overpriced toothbrushes. £18 these are in Sainsbury's. £13 on the Amazon. So I've got 2 lots. See, so that, I bought 2. One for here, one for the caravan. £26 on toothbrushes. That's mad. How mad is that? And they only last about a month, and then all the little things go down, don't they? The little bristles on the ends. I'll have to get one of those wire brushes that, is it Jason Hughes uses a wire brush? You're terrible, Jason. A wire brush. Right, bingo tickets. Raffle tickets coming up, gang. The raffle is Monday morning. Should be with you around about 9 till 10 o'clock on Monday. Raffle tickets for Jason Hughes. 321 for you, Jason. Jason Hughes. Thank you. Mick Davenport. 322. Tony King. 323. Joanne Smith. Those are for the pound shop. What, the two? But it's an electric head, you see. It's one of those electric heads. I don't blame you, Jan. Mandy Davenport, 324. Fran Green, 325. Thank you, Fran. 326 from Diane Jebb. Did you try Wilco? I don't have a Wilco near me, Yvonne, unfortunately. No Wilco near me. Ian Days, 327. Sean Pye, 328. Michael looked into buying one of your calendars, but it cost me $20. Is that right? Cool, that's a lot of money, isn't it? A lot of money. You see, by the time you send it over there, it's probably comes to about $50 the time I've posted it and all that. It's silly, isn't it? Post is so expensive. Why is it so expensive? That never used to be the case. To send a letter or something like that used to be reasonable. It's not anymore. It's just such a rip-off, isn't it? 329 for Michael Pullman. 330 for Yvonne Lemon. There's my brother-in-law. 331, Martin Butler. If you want some more entertainment, 2 o'clock this afternoon is the Retro Restore Show. That's it there on my chat box. That's my brother-in-law, Martin. It'd be him and my sister. Sometimes I have a special guest or animals running around all over the place. He's on today, 2 o'clock on YouTube, the Retro Restore channel. If you just go on there, click the 3 dots and says go to channel, that's where you want to be at 2 o'clock this afternoon, okay? So Martin, Oh, no, hang on. 331 for Martin. There's my sister as well. She's there as well. Didn't know you were there. 332 for Sharon Butler. There's some good second-hand toothbrushes on eBay. Oh, God. That's like buying second-hand. But mind you, some people buy other people's underwear. I kid you not. I kid you not. They buy other people's underwear. You get a photo of the other person and they send you a piece of their used underwear. Why would you want to buy that? It's awful. Whatever they're into. Everyone's up to their own things. What are QDs? I don't know what QDs are. What about QDs then, Yvonne? I don't know what QDs are, darling. Thank you for your thumbs up, Sharon. Any more thumbs up? One man and his Sprinter van sitting there quietly on the side. One man and Sprinter van is on 333 for you, sir. It's 4 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, 4 o'clock for the retro restore. Did you want me to stay on for another 4 hours to fill in the time? Could I do that? Probably. I reckon I could. I'd have some more news stories and things lined up. I've still got another 3 there that I haven't read out. News stories. Alan Wainwright, thank you. 334. Right. What's a BMS? What about QDs and MBMSs? What are these abbreviations you keep doing, Eva? I know what you're talking about there, my darling. Okay, so that's 334. Anyone else want a raffle ticket? Speak now. I think I've come to the end of the list there. Has anyone not got a raffle ticket? Have I missed anyone out? Please speak now or forever hold thy tongue. I was talking to actually my brother-in-law the other day. We were talking about the amount of people who are on the chat box and the amount of people that watch the show. And actually, you know, I suppose there's probably about 10 of you chatting away there. I imagine something like 10 there. And yet you get like a couple of hundred people watching this particular show. Yeah, that's over the live show and the recording later on. So there we are, which is interesting. Sean sold his wife's underwear on eBay. The bloke wanted a 3-man tent. Oh, that's cruel, Sean. You're so cruel. I like it. I should rest my feet. I've run out of blueberries of all things. The co-ops, I mean, it's not far the co-op, but it's going to put pressure on my foot again if I start walking away. I'll probably go and watch some television this afternoon. I think I'm going to watch The Crown and another episode or two of Bleak House. Have none of you seen Bleak House? It's very good. Oh, it was really sad. The little boy died in the episode. I think it's episode 10 or something like that. Mandy says, as much as I like you, I've got baking to do. Well, you can just have me on. Oh, no, you can't have me on in background. I get offended by that. People that have me on in the background. All right. So is that everyone's? Is that everyone's raffle tickets there? Anyone else? Please speak now. The X Factor. Does anyone watch the... Oh, Goth's seen it. Yeah, I'm up to episode 10. I think it's 10, Goth. It's really good. Great characters on that. And I've got up to the episode where the boy dies. And you know the nasty man who does... I think he's a solicitor. He's the old bloke with the glasses. He's just got shot dead. And we're not sure who's done it. Is it the posh lady? Or is it the bloke who did boxing? I'm not quite sure who's shot him yet. So it's great. Do watch that on the iPlayer. It's a Dickinson thing. You know, Charles Dickinson. It's really good. There was actually an excellent series on, it was about 3 or 4 years ago, called Dickensian. Did anyone see that? They were like, I think they were half hour, or it might have been 20 minutes actually, 20 minutes or half hour. It was all these Charles Dickens stories, all kind of rolled in to one long television series, and it was great. We thought it was going to come back as a second series, but it didn't happen apparently. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. End of story, unfortunately. That's how it is, isn't it? X Factor. Anyone watch that? Well, it just seems to go from bad to worse. I don't watch that. I think it's manufactured rubbish. Absolute manufactured rubbish. And that goes from the people on the stage to the judges saying what they say. Same old crap every time. Louis Walsh saying 100%. I'm sick of it. Absolutely sick of it. I never really watched it that much, but I watched a couple of, what is it they did this time? Celebrity X Factor, wasn't it? Celebrity X Factor. And it's even worse. Even worse. I was looking at this programme and I'm thinking, well, I recognise a few of you, but not many. Some of the singing was absolutely dire. And once again, they're going to revamp it. Every year, they lose more viewers, and every year they revamp it, and it ends up even worse than it was before they revamped it. TV bosses will be giving the X Factor a revamp next year following the talent show's low ratings. Goff's not watched X Factor since Scott was in it. Oh, Scott. He's a lovely bloke. I met him a couple of times, Scott. In fact, he came to sing at one of one of the places I worked at the time. Now, where was it? It was Two Brewers. Two Brewers. He came and sung at the place I worked in Clapham some years ago now. Excuse me, I've got a bit of an itchy nose. 1 minute. He's lovely, and he's on radio now, a breakfast show on Thameside Radio, isn't it, or something like that? I think it's called. Anyway, this year's normal auditioning process was replaced by X Factor Celebrity in a major shake-up, which saw Megan McKenna. I don't know what she does. What does she do? Megan McKenna's victorious win. So presumably she's some sort of celebrity. I don't know what she does. I've never heard the name. X Factor, the band, will also be hitting our screens on Monday with guest judge Leona Lewis. I don't like her voice. She just screeches her head off, doesn't she? I can't stand her voice. That's not to say she's not popular. A lot of people like her, Leona Lewis, just not for me. Not for me. And the depressing songs they come out with at Christmas. They've just got a charity one this year, haven't they? Which I must admit I haven't heard yet. But I've got an idea what it's like. I bet it's really depressing. Like that blooming Hallelujah song. Hallelujah. Oh, it's hideous. Hideous. Leona Lewis will be joining Simon Cowell and Nicole Scherzinger on the judging panel. Following rumours that the show's future is hanging in the balance, it's been reported that the normal audition process will return in 2020, but with a few changes in place. It's simply not true to say that the future is hanging in the balance, said the source. It's definitely going to be returning, however, ratings have dropped, so bosses want to make sure it's given a bit of another revamp. Yeah, every year they have another revamp, don't they? It's had a good run, I think. I think it needs to go now. I'm just not a fan of judges sitting in front of people that some of them have built up their entire lives to that moment to stand in front of 4 people who just take the mick, basically. It's not for me, that format. I quite liked Opportunity Knocks. You just had the people come on the stage or the television studio and they did their thing, and then people voted for them. There was no judges telling them that they were awful or anything, or being nasty or anything like that. And, there's a very fine line to being honest and being nasty. It's no proof. There's a lot of people hide behind, I'm just being honest. A lot of people hide behind that one. But, someone said to me, was our priest actually said, if you've not got anything nice to say, then just don't say it. Sometimes. Certainly at karaoke nights. We've had some dreadful singers. We have some good singers. We have some people who are karaoke singers. I consider myself a karaoke singer. I'm not particularly that good, but I can hold a tune, right? And we have some people that are absolutely awful. Not once have I ever gone up to someone and said, excuse me, you're really awful, please don't sing again. Unless it's as a joke. The whole Toby thing that goes on, that runs on and on, don't you? Well, we have with Toby. But he's in on the joke, you see. I would never, ever, and certainly not in front of an audience of people, tell people that, excuse me, you're a really bad singer. Please don't sing again. It's awful. Just dreadful, that X Factor. I hate it. Tony says that's a good assessment of X Factor. It is Thameside Radio, isn't it? There. Megan is from Towie. Oh, is she? Okay, well, I don't know who she is, Piggy. I watched that when it first came out. I was absolutely gobsmacked about how crap it was. Just shouting and screaming and fighting and people having sex with each other. That was it. It was awful, that programme. It probably still is exactly the same. Fergus found us for a retro store a few months ago. I rarely catch it live due to work. Tend to watch the recorded shows. Thank you, Fergus. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. More the merrier. The more the merrier. Goth doesn't watch any reality TV. Yvonne. Simon seems to like the skinny woman. Who's the skinny? I don't know who the skinny woman is. Who's she? Is that someone on there? And Mick says, dreadful, but they do their best. Absolutely. All right, gang, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this Did we do Friday's birthdays? Yes, we did, didn't we? Happy birthday on this Friday, the 7th of December, 2019, to the lovely Hayley Lane. Good morning, Hayley. Morning, Hayley. You don't chat up in the chat anymore. Are you fed up with me, Hayley? Have I bored you, darling? Have I bored you? Happy birthday, Hayley. She's 38. I can't believe you're 38. 38 years old today. Chazy McMurphy. Good morning, Chazy. 36 today. She worked at Central Station for a while. She's got another job now. We miss you. We miss you, Chazy. All right, happy birthday. Carl War. Good morning, Carl. Is 46 years old today. Cheryl Rosemary Jacobs. Good morning to you. And a big happy birthday. Didier Dubois. It's a nice name. Didier Dubois. Happy birthday to you. Dirk Ramsey today is 40 years old. And finally, Robert Bartlett. Happy birthday to Robert Bartlett. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. All right. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Lots of people wishing people happy birthday there, which is always very nice here. Thank you very much for that, gang. That's it for the show then on this Saturday morning. I shall be with you back, hopefully, tomorrow night. The bingo starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. We usually start sometime before there, sort of anywhere from 7:30. We have a little bit of a chat, and the bingo is at 8 o'clock. You've got time to join the bingo. If you haven't registered, because you can't just join in, you need to register to be on the system for the bingo. Okay? So if you're watching the show tonight and you want to play the bingo, if you've already registered, that's fine. As long as you keep turning up, you'll remain on the list. Don't need to register for every game. If you haven't and you want to play along with bingo tomorrow night, and you can win either a hat or a fridge magnet or a pen, okay, pens, okay, there's various selection of little prizes, then you can join us for the bingo tomorrow night, which is at 8 o'clock here on this channel, okay, youtube.com/Chris Whitten UK. You need to register first. Email me on that email address and just put on there, please register for me for the bingo, and I will reply to your email and say you've been registered or something like that, or done or something like that. Okay, the tickets usually get sent out round about sometime in the afternoon, early evening. You'll get your first game bingo ticket, and it'll say at the top, bingo, game 1, 8 o'clock. All right, they come to you by email. You can either print them out or just write down the numbers on a bit of paper and cross them out as they go along. Okie doke, boys and girls. Thanks so much for joining us, gang. I'll see you again tomorrow night, around about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Enjoy your Saturday. Take care now. Bye-bye.